There's a YouTube clip when Steven fell off the stage and he broke his collarbone and all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's legend that you nudged him off the stage. Did you push Steven Tyler off that stage?
No, not that time. That's two different. There was two different times when he, in recent history, that he's fallen off the stage. It's not the first. I mean, by any means. In fact, one of the times that back in the 70s when we were working at the Senecal, doing Draw the Line, we still back then we used to do videos for commercial purposes, like they would show it at when Columbia would have a convention and they wanted to show like what's coming up, and we would make these videos, that they would use at the conventions, because they would never get on TV or anything like that. And we were filming, and it was like we'd been up for probably 2 days straight, finishing the last tracks at the place, and we were we were filming this in a small chapel in a church, about a 500-seat church. We were up on the balcony, and we're playing, and Steven turned around to the camera. And then he started dancing backwards, and then all of a sudden he was out of the frame, and he fell off backwards, off the stage. And it was just because he had lost his balance,
right.
What I mean? And
have you pushed him off the stage ever?
Well, there was an incident. He likes to come up and bump into you on stage sometimes. Part of the show, when you kind of, like singing into the same microphone and throw his arm around you or whatever, that's part of the show. And it's kind of like the interaction, the physical interaction of the band, and, but when he comes up from behind you, it can kind of throw you off when you're trying to play a lead or whatever. And, I've asked him politely, don't do that because you're going to knock me, I lose my balance, because I'm kind of focusing, and I don't have the luxury of being able to put my guitar down and, just kind of know where I'm at and keep my balance. I'm looking down at the fretboard and it throws me off. And, he gets into it and sometimes gets a little carried away. So at that particular show, he was like, I was at the end of the stage. My toes were basically touching the edge, and right below me, I can't see anything because it's black. The spotlights are in my eyes, and I'm playing. He comes up from behind, and kind of nudges me, and I almost fell into the audience. And I was pissed because he had done it again, and I asked him, don't do this, and so. When I was walking back, he was on the side of the stage, and as I walked back, I gave him a hip check. And I really didn't plan on him going into the audience. I just wanted him to feel that hit from behind that he had just given me. And I just hip checked him a little too hard, and he just kind of teetered for a second, and then he fell into the audience. But there was also a bunch of security guards in front of him. Yeah, I didn't want to hurt him. You know what I mean? It's like we don't want to hurt each other, and that kind of thing. So, in fact, I was one of the first ones to try and pull him up back onto the stage.